Today, we're plunging beneath the flight deck of the USS Gerald R. Ford, America's pinnacle of naval dominance, where an arsenal so potent awaits that it could reshape any conflict in mere minutes. Valued at $13 billion per vessel, these floating behemoths deliver firepower, eclipsing entire World War II bombing raids, integrating stealth fighters, hypersonic missiles, electromagnetic catapults, and layered defenses. As of late September 2025, the USS Gerald R. Ford is making waves in NATO's Neptune strike 25-3 enhanced vigilance activity in the North Sea, operating under NATO command alongside allies from 13 nations, following a poignant September 11th observance ceremony aboard ship and a port call in Oslo, Norway. Meanwhile, the second Ford-class carrier, USS John F. Kennedy CVN-79, is on track for delivery in 2027 after overcoming initial EMALS system hurdles, with the Navy's latest congressional report highlighting ongoing advancements in sortie generation and electrical power systems. These carriers embody peace through strength, compelling adversaries to pour billions into anti-carrier weaponry, from hypersonic missiles to submarine swarms. The U.S. Navy fields 11 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers far outpacing any rival, bolstered by 9 helicopter carriers, with a combined crew exceeding $55,000 when fully deployed. Each Ford-class ship is a self-sustaining metropolis, spanning 192 feet, displacing 100,000 tons, and capable of sustaining operations for 50 years with minimal refueling thanks to its 2 A1B nuclear reactors, which churn out 700 megawatt-hours of electrical power, 3 times that of the preceding Nimitz class. This energy surplus powers everything from advanced radars to future directed energy weapons, enabling a staggering 160 combat sorties per day, a 25% increase over Nimitz, translating to more strikes than many national air forces can muster in a week. In stark contrast, China operates just 3 carriers, Liaoning a refurbished Soviet-era vessel, Shandong its first domestically built, and the newly testing Fujian with a combined aircraft capacity of around 120-150, hampered by conventional propulsion and less sophisticated catapults, limiting their global reach and endurance compared to U.S. nuclear-powered giants. Russia clings to its sole carrier, the aging Admiral Kuznetsov, plagued by boiler failures and dry dock mishaps, now slated for potential scrapping or auction by 2026, rendering it operationally irrelevant against Ford-class capabilities. The UK's 2 Queen Elizabeth-class carriers, at 65,000 tons each, carry up to 40 F-35Bs but rely on ski jump ramps, restricting heavy-load takeoffs and lacking nuclear power for extended deployments. India's fleet includes 3 carriers, INS Vikramaditya, refitted Russian, INS Vikrant, indigenous, and the upcoming INS Vishal, but their stow-bar systems and smaller air wings, 30 of 40 aircraft, fall short in power projection, especially in contested Indo-Pacific waters. The offensive punch centers on the air wing, spearheaded by the F-35C Lightning II, a 5th-generation stealth marvel at $80 million apiece, featuring a radar-absorbing coating that shrinks its cross-section to under 0.0 IRM-13, evading detection until it's too late. Its AN/RPG-81 AESA radar provides 360-degree situational awareness, spotting threats at 250 miles, while the Distributed Aperture System DAS offers missile warning and night vision. Critically, the F-35C is certified for B-6112 nuclear gravity bombs, with adjustable yields from 0.3 to 50 kilotons, making it a dual-role tactical strategic asset. China's J-35, a F-35-inspired stealth fighter in testing for Fujian, lags in sensor fusion and stealth maturity, with estimates suggesting a radar cross-section 10-20 times larger. Russia's Su-57, intended for Kuznetsov, suffers from production delays, only 2030 operational by 2025, and inferior avionics, lacking the F-35's data linking prowess via Link 16. The FA-18E-F Super Hornet, the Air Wing's backbone, boasts a 20mm M61A2 Vulcan cannon firing 578 rounds per minute, AGM-65 Maverick missiles with laser guidance for 17-mile precision strikes, and AIM-9X Sidewinders reaching Mach 2.5 over 22 miles. The 2024-2025 rollout of the AIM-174B Gunslinger missile, adapted from the SM-6, pushes air-to-air ranges to 300-400 kilometers at Mach 3.5, outranging China's PL-17, still experimental on carriers, and Russia's R-77, limited to 120 kilometers. Ford-class innovation peaks with the Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, EMALS, harnessing linear induction motors to propel aircraft to 240 knots with pinpoint acceleration, reducing airframe wear by 50% and enabling heavier payloads up to 100,000 pounds per launch compared to steam catapults. China's Fujian debuted EMALS in 2025. Trials, but faces reliability issues, with electromagnetic interference reported during tests, while the UK's ski jump on Queen Elizabeth restricts F-35B takeoffs to lighter configurations. 11 electromagnetic weapons elevators swiftly transport 10 tons of munitions per minute from magazines to the deck, halving rearm times to 15 minutes, a quantum leap over Nimitz's 3 elevators and manual processes. Synergy defines lethality. The E-2D Hawkeye, with AN/APS-145 radar scanning 310 miles and tracking 2,000 targets, serves as the strike group's command hub, while EA-18G Growlers deploy ALQ-249 jamming pods across 0.540 GHz to blind enemy radars, disabling integrated air defenses without kinetic strikes. Defenses layer deep phalanx. CIWS unleashes 4,500 20mm rounds per minute in a tungsten barrage. RIM-162 evolved Sea Sparrow missiles. ESSM engage at 31 miles with 8 per launcher. RIM-116 rolling airframe missiles. Ram hunt threats at 6 miles via dual infrared radar guidance. The AN/SPY-36 radar suite tracks 500 targets simultaneously, spotting submarine periscopes at 50 miles or stealth missiles in clutter. The Naval Integrated Fire Control Counter, AIR NIFCCA, fuses data across platforms, enabling a destroyer's radar to guide a fighter's missile via satellite link, a network-centric edge absent in China's fragmented systems or Russia's outdated electronics. In 2025, the Ford Carrier Strike Group integrated Coyote and Roadrunner counter-drone systems on Arleigh Burke destroyers, neutralizing low-cost UAV swarms economically, a response to Houthi threats in the Red Sea. Looking ahead, the horizon gleams with innovation. Collaborative Combat Aircraft (CCA) drones, developed by Boeing, Northrop Grumman, and General Atomics, will augment air wings with dozens of unmanned wingmen tailored for air-to-air, deep strikes, or ISR, multiplying firepower without risking pilots. The MQ-25 Stingray unmanned tanker extends fighter ranges by 500 miles, refueling with 15,000 pounds of fuel mid-flight, enabling single-carrier operations that once demanded fleets. Ford-class's vast power reserves support 150 kilo directed energy lasers to vaporize incoming threats at light speed, a tech China experiments with on Type 055 destroyers but lacks carrier integration, and Russia's laser efforts remain conceptual amid budget woes. Arleigh Burke destroyers, with SM-236 missiles, counter-aircraft, ballistics, and surface ships, while Virginia-class subs fire Tomahawk cruise missiles over 1,700 km and hunt subsurface foes with Mk-48 torpedoes. Relentless training simulating 200 daily launches in all conditions and logistics, thousands of spares. Millions of rounds shown in 2024-2025 Red Sea engagements, where Ford CSG intercepted hundreds of drones and missiles, neutralizing launch sites with precision strikes. Beyond hardware, the psychological deterrent is profound. A Ford-class silhouette on the horizon signals overwhelming force, deterring aggression in hotspots like the South China Sea or Baltic Sea, as evidenced by recent NATO exercises. These vessels symbolize American ingenuity, with innovations like EMALS spilling into civilian aviation and energy sectors. Crewed by dedicated volunteers mastering complex systems, they uphold values of freedom and democracy, ensuring allies' security while making adversaries hesitate. Can rivals bridge the gap, or does US naval supremacy endure? Share your insights below, like if you're inspired by this tech, and subscribe for more in-depth analyses. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.